SiteVisitor Match from Amplify Web Marketing is the ability to deterministically resolve the identity of anonymous website visitors. Here's what that means and why it matters. Every day, prospects visit your website. They're actively looking for products and services that you sell. They're in your sales funnel and considering a purchase. Your marketing should be focused on them and prospects who look exactly like them, because they're your quickest and surest path to profits today. But you don't know who they are, so you wind up treating your best prospects the same way you treat everyone else. See the problem? Now you might be saying, but I can retarget them, so I'm covered. Really? If you're relying on platform-specific retargeting cookies, you're letting those ad platforms like Facebook and Google dictate what you can do, how you can do it, where, for how long, pretty much everything. They're the silent, controlling business partner you never knew you had and didn't invite in, one who calls all the shots and controls how much profit you can or can't make. And to make matters worse, they don't care at all about your profits, they care about theirs. They're what's known as a powerful supplier, and they're driving down your profits. More on that in a second. For now, just realize that you don't have a say in any of this, let alone a vote. And that's not even to mention that anyone at any time can simply clear their cache. And what happens to your precious cookies when they do that? They're gone. So you start all over again from the beginning. And for longer sales cycles, cookies expire before the sale. Most cookies expire in 4 months. You don't have to worry about expiring cookies when you have identity resolution and SiteVisitor Match. SiteVisitor Match is retargeting 2.0, the next generation of old-fashioned retargeting. This is Amy. Amy owns different devices that she uses interchangeably throughout the day. She also visits lots of places online from all her different devices: Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, her favorite shopping website. You name it, Amy is everywhere. You don't want to market to Amy on Facebook. You're marketing to Amy. You simply can't do that if all Amy is to you is a cookie that can disappear at the worst time and that lives on one browser on one device rather than a person. Make sense? Let's meet Amy. Amy's a young professional who's begun searching online for a new car. She's 33 years old and works as a graphic engineer. Let's step through the process of how you can transform Amy from a cookie into the real person that she is. So here's the process. In order to resolve her identity, we first need to make sure that Amy is a real person and not a robot. And there's one thing we know about bots: they don't buy things. So when Amy signs up for a site on which she has to pay, we know she's real. A few days later, Amy logs into the site. Once she logs in to access the content she paid for, we can place a cookie on Amy's browser. That syncs up with Amy's email address that she used to log into the site. And then that's matched up with all the other information we know about Amy in our identity graph, things like other email addresses she uses and the IDs of her various devices. Our identity graph contains the deterministically resolved identity of Amy and more than 200 million other U.S. consumers just like her. On average, we resolve the identity of 50% of the visitors to any website, which we can then match up with 2.6 emails and 2.5 device IDs on average per person. That's a pretty big deal, because now you can do a whole world of other things you couldn't do before. Remember what your goal is here. You want to be able to search Amy, not Amy on Facebook, not Amy on YouTube, or Amy on her tablet or car website, just plain Amy. Wherever she is and whatever device she's using, with SiteVisitor Match you can, with cookies you can't. SiteVisitor Match gives you complete traffic insight. Cookies don't. You get ownership and control of your targeting data forever. Cookies don't. The list of things that SiteVisitor Match can do that cookies can't is ridiculously long. SiteVisitor Match gives you a permanent record of your best leads. A portable targeting method that's platform agnostic. The ability to target behavioral and demographic lookalikes across any platform at any time for as long as you want. True omni-channel marketing capability that even allows you to reach site visitors offline through things like direct mail or outbound phone calls, or, coming very, very soon, radio and TV. You get sales match accountability, the ability to resolve a visitor's identity without a form fill. You get click-to-call capability and dynamic inbound conversion. Email retargeting without the need for an opt-in. Real-time behavioral lookalike targeting that lowers cost per click by 25 to 75% on average. And even with all that, we're just getting started. Because what SiteVisitor Match gives you is power and protection. Power over and protection from the 5 forces that you and every company on earth competes with for profits. We mentioned one of those forces before: powerful suppliers. Ad platforms who impose terms, conditions, and prices on you that are designed to drive up their profits, not yours. SiteVisitor Match crushes powerful suppliers by putting control back in your hands, so you can become platform agnostic and not live in fear of a sudden disruption or change in terms from a traffic supplier cutting you off at the knees at any time or for any reason. But that's just one of the forces. What about the other 4? Well, SiteVisitor Match has those covered too, because it gives you a sustainable competitive advantage, an only factor that they can only get from you that is impossible to compete against. It gives you the power to know first and know more than anyone else. So your competitors can't match your insight or your capabilities. Alternatives and substitutions for your products or services are no longer seen as an equal trade-off. Powerful buyers can no longer drive down your prices because they can't get what you can deliver from anyone else. And newcomers onto the scene will never be able to compete if they're using technology from yesteryear, if they're using cookies. SiteVisitor Match helps you beat the 5 forces and increase profits. That's why SiteVisitor Match matters. It's the only factor that does what cookies simply can't.